Hi, okay, so today I want to talk specifically about fish and DHA and omega-3 and everything that you need to get from fish. So I first want to talk about the benefits of fish and the drawback of fish. The benefits of fish are amazing. You get DHA, you get omega-3. These are things that your brain is built on. These are things that your brain needs 100%, absolutely, bar none. You definitely need these things. It is the center of your brain. It you need healthy omega-3s to have a healthy brain. You need DHA. You need it in your brain to be healthy, and that's just a fact. So the drawbacks of fish are mercury, other plastics, and any kind of plastics in the water, BPA's, medications, environmental toxins, anything that these fish can eat that accumulate in the fish and then are toxic to us. So that's a serious drawback. So fish has given me a huge concern, a huge, massive concern, and it's just terrible to think that we've taken nature's perfect, amazing food to help us grow and to help our brains and to help our bodies, and we have virtually tainted it by all the chemicals and plastics and runoff and everything going into the water, and now our rivers and lakes and oceans are unsafe. So fish is one of these things where, it's so tricky because on one hand you need fish desperately, and on the other hand, it's like buyer beware. It's like you don't know what is going to be coming in the fish, and then you add Fukushima to the whole mix, the radiation, and you're left paralyzed. Do I eat fish or do I not eat fish? So this unfortunately comes down to your own decision and what you're comfortable with, but this is what I feel. At this point, I feel that the benefits of fish still outweigh the cons in certain cases. So we want to make sure that they are wild caught from the ocean. So we definitely don't want any farm raised fish. They're being given crappy food. They're being given grains. They're being given corn. They're being given GMO sprays and, toxins and all kinds of things. They're just being given the worst diet possible, and they're not giving you the DHA and the omega-3s that you need. So just take any kind of farmed fish off the table. Now, it is much harder to get sustainable, deep, cold water fish. It's harder to get it. And so you really do have to look around, and you have to make sure that you're trusting your sources. So I'm just going to tell you what I think. I think that we need fatty fish. We also need shellfish. And even though, it can be high in mercury and they can be high in toxins, let's just talk about mercury for a minute. Selenium helps to bind and chelate mercury. So what you really need to protect yourself from mercury is selenium. The good news is that nature has created it in a way that most fish that contain mercury also contain selenium, and we just need a higher ratio. So we need to make sure that for the one molecule of mercury, we have one that can bind with selenium to cancel it out. So you need more selenium than mercury, and then you'll be fine. As long as you have a higher percentage of selenium, you need selenium in your diet. And you can get selenium, it's found in fish mostly, as well as Brazil nuts. You could add a few Brazil nuts to your diet a day as well to get some plant sources of selenium. But as for fish, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to just read to you from my list here that I've written down about what are the best types of fish. Salmon is by far the best. You want to make sure it's wild and red. So the astaxanthin, the red color in the salmon, is the best for you. So salmon. Another one that gets a bad rap is tuna, because it is not small down on the food chain. But I would include tuna, maybe once every 2 weeks. I would definitely include tuna. So it's an easy, if you can get it in the can, which is wild caught with nothing added, it's an easy lunch. You can open a can, you can eat it. I know cans aren't great, but you can get BPA cans free, and this is an easy thing to do. So go ahead and eat tuna. Don't be afraid of it. There's still a lot higher selenium than mercury in tuna, so I wouldn't avoid it completely. That's for sure. So salmon, tuna, you want to eat, what do I have here? Sardines. So sardines also come in cans. Now, all of these, let's just be clear, all of these are better fresh. So if you can go to your seafood place and get everything fresh and cook everything up, that is better. That is the best. That is the highest quality. Same when we're talking about shellfish, nothing canned. I mean, the higher, the freshest, the better. Now, I realize it is hard in some parts of the world and in some seasons to get fresh. So you'll have to rely on fresh frozen, where they've taken it and they've frozen it right away. That is the second best choice. And the third and final best choice is cans. If you're getting a BPA-free can and it's wild caught and still good, it's either in spring water or pure olive oil. Those are the only things that you should be eating out of a can. So do not eat it if it comes in sunflower oil. Do not eat it if it comes in, soy oil. Don't eat it if it comes in any other oil except for pure olive oil or plain water with sea salt added. So the only two things that you should be eating out of a can, and look for the cans that are BPA free. Okay, so saying that, you want to eat clams and oysters. They're the two best shellfish. Eating them raw is amazing. You can squeeze on lemon, you can squeeze, you can put lots of different things. You can put some sea salt on them, horseradish. So all these things are wonderful, but you want to get clams and oysters into your diet. They're super high in DHA. They're super high in iron, copper, all selenium, zinc, all the things that we need that we're not getting in our diet. Go ahead and eat shellfish once a week. Plan on it for a meal. If you can't get them fresh, get them in a can in pure olive oil and or water, and go ahead and have them for breakfast or lunch or snack or whatever. But try to eat that once a week. As for other fish, you want to be eating salmon, tuna, sardines, and halibut, I would say, is a good choice. Halibut is a good choice. I would stay away from the other ones. I would stay away from cod. I would stay away from mussels are a little bit higher reactive than clams and oysters, so mussels would probably be my third choice for that kind of food. Trout, I would stay away from the freshwater fish at this point because we're just not sure about the selenium content compared to the mercury content in these particular fish that are in the freshwater lakes at this point. So once in a blue moon, sure, but I wouldn't put it as the staple of your diet. Herring, you can go ahead with herring, and that's what I would say. So again, you have the list. What I would do is I would have one wild caught seafood per week for sure for dinner. So you're going to want to get halibut or salmon, or oysters or clams, and you can get those fresh at your seafood counter. Make sure that they're wild caught, and go ahead and cook them with lots of vegetables and have lots of vegetables or salad or whatever on the side. You want to do this at least once a week. Twice is better. If you're using cans, and it probably will for convenience, go ahead with sardines, oysters, clams, salmon, and tuna are the 5 best ones, and you can get really good brands online if you just go ahead and look those up that are just wild caught, whole caught, and BPA free cans. Go ahead, and what you want to do is probably try to have about 20 ounces a week. So that's about 5, 10, 15, 20. It's about so you want to have 1 can of sardines, 1 can of tuna, 1 can of salmon. So that's 5, 10, 15 ounces around. And then you want to do two fresh meals. So go ahead and have your, salmon or, whatever, your halibut, say. So go ahead and do that through the week, and it's vitally important to get your DHA. It's vitally important to get your omegas. It's going to help your brain. It's linked with longevity. The Koreans are living longer because of fish and omega-3 caught fish. Jack Kruse talks all about DHA. You can go on his website. There is another person that I'm forgetting who talks all about the selenium to mercury ratio and talks about how they bind up and which fish are safe. So there's a lot of information out there, but there's also a lot of scary information out there. But you have to make peace with it. Go ahead and eat fish. The benefits outweigh the costs. And in fact, there's going to be a regulation coming out soon that is going to start telling pregnant mothers it's safer for them to eat fish than not eat fish. They did a study, and babies born where the mothers aren't getting their omega-3s are not doing as well as mothers who are having lots of omega-3s in their diet. These babies are great when they're born. So go ahead. You can also go ahead and have cod liver oil. Add it to your diet. You can have omega-3 supplements. I've went through that in a supplement video. And I would say you want, 15 to 20 ounces of fish, fresh fish, preferably a week. And you can go ahead and supplement with mercury-free omega-3 or some cod liver oil. So I would go ahead with that, and I would really try to work fish into your diet. It's one of the best things that you can give your brain and your body to heal. Add some Brazil nuts to your diet to increase your selenium. I wouldn't supplement with selenium, but go ahead and try that out and see how you feel. I think you will be pleasantly surprised.